On to World 4. Hey, Levians, this is Trader. Hopefully you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. We're back today in World 0 because we are on our way to World 4 today, so we're going to be going over waypoints, strategies for leveling up, different stuff like that. So this will be our 45 to 60 guide, and you don't even actually need to be level 60 when you leave. So let's do the normal video and stuff and get right into it. If you haven't already, please make sure you smash the level like button and do the same thing with the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. And our beautiful plug of the day is Pluto. Thank you for the love and support. I greatly appreciate it. So, in between episodes, what I have done is I actually have finished all of my World 1 quests. All of these are done. All of these. So, I am super excited about that. So, I now finally have the Boar mount. I ended up just getting on and grinding it. So I would just recommend, you know, do 100 at a time when you have a moment if you're working on it. So just my tidbit there. But yes, I did finish all my World 1 side quest in between when I last left y'all. So we're going to go on over to World 4. And this is the Desert Zone. So there's nothing really too particular about this zone. The waypoints are kind of a booger to get to. And it is a massive zone. I will say that. It is an absolutely ginormous zone to get through. So first thing off the bat, probably what I'm going to end up doing is just kind of killing some of the mobs, because we do have a lot of different mobs in the zone to work for getting side quests, things like that. And I'm going to go ahead and claim that so I can go ahead and get some more of my tier 2 tickets. But yeah, there's not that many right here that we have to get through, but it's this list right here. In order to complete and go to the next zone, there's a ton, an absolute ton. Guys, we got to get through. So a lot of these we're going to find in dungeons as always, but I'm actually going to go start working on them teleporters, because them teleporters be importante, and talk about where some of the world bosses are. So one of the world bosses right away that we're going to be looking for is going to be the Scorpion. He spawns right on over here. We're actually going to go up to the rock golem area first, so I'm going to grab that teleporter, because that teleporter is going to be scary when you're having to get it for the first time. So you can either go right out of spawn and then just come on over here, and we're just going to go stand on this elevator. We're going to take the elevator to the top. Oh, and the gear that I'm currently rocking is this purple 41 and this purple 43. So I've not gotten any other gear, and when I was leveling up, actually, because I completed the Boarwolf quest, I'm now 46. But when I was leveling up to 45 and doing the legendary dungeon, I was not able to get any legendary gear, sadly. So, big sad. But this is where the rock golems are. This is where the rock golem world boss spawns. And just to the left over here is the teleporter for the golems. So this is kind of an important one to have, because I do see golems being in like side quests or your daily quests. So this is the watchtower. There is only four waypoint teleporters. So if you do jump down straight from that teleporter, we're in a completely different part of the map. If you just run right on up here, there is actually the next teleporter all the way up here. So there actually be golden cobras up here. So if you're looking for that for any of your quests, that is the Crossroads teleporter. And then what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to fall right on down. So we are right here by the Happy Cactus. And then I'm going to fall down one more time. Should be getting close to the final teleporter. Woo! And there's our final teleporter. So if you just fall down, also the Scorpion boss is right there. So if that gives you any frame of reference for where we're located, their spawn right there. So if you just fall down from the Scorpion, you can actually get to it. These teleporters are a little tricky to find if you're not quite sure where they're at. But yeah, that took me like 2 seconds and we're done. So I'm actually going to go on over to the world boss. I do want to go fight him. Hopefully there's some other people there, or I'm going to get wrecked. So we need to put on owl. The other thing I did do in between is, because I was farming all of those lovely guys, I got a ton of pet food, so I was able to hatch a few more pets. I didn't get anything better than what we got, but that is something that I would recommend doing once you start collecting a huge amount of pet food, is do that. So once you've hit World 4, what I would recommend doing with pet food is I would save it until you hit World 6, just because World 6 we have the squids. So they're going to be worth a lot of XP. Oh, there's quite a few people over here. Good. Okay, so I'm going to go work on the fire scorpion with these people. Because it'll be some good XP. They already killed all the mobs though. Sad day. But yeah, it'll be a good way for me to get possibly a brand new weapon to start. And then I'm going to start running dungeons. I don't think in the first dungeon there's too much bad stuff, other than the boss can be a little bit tricky if you're not quite sure what to do. This area is also renowned for poison. So if you don't have any poison resist, you're going to be taking a lot of damage. So that may be something that you want to invest getting a pet in or a piece of armor in. Just having like 50% can make a big world of difference. So there's a lot of colors on my screen right now. All right, but we did get the fire scorpion done. Where is my mouse? There it is. Okay, I'm going to claim that. We're going to get our reward, and I'm going to go grab a red chest. And I got a blue. Let me see. Bonus pet food chance. That is called trash. Y'all also notice I have a wooden staff, so I actually switched over to Elementalist when I was farming for the boar wolves. So that's kind of something I would recommend. But I am going to go do some dungeons. I'm going to go grind a little bit, and I'll bring y'all back when we need to give some tips and tricks. Alrighty, so we're at the final boss. I've been affected by poison. So he's got a lovely little intro. So the boss actually stays up there until you break these tower anchors. So the other thing I would recommend while you are doing this boss is all of the mobs count for XP. So I would make sure to kill all of the mobs, especially you can get elites that spawn in here, and just avoid the poison. So it's a great place to get some XP. It is also, it's pretty straightforward with that. Just my biggest tidbit, avoid the poison. Avoid the poison, especially if you're not using a healing pet and you're just using passive heals or anything like that. This is not a particularly hard boss. It just can kind of get some people caught up, especially with the poison that you can get. That would be about the only thing I can see. The other thing you would need to start doing right now is everyone's like, oh, I have to do the missions from the area that I'm in. No, I've talked about doing the king crab area or doing some of the other areas when I get like the higher tier version of them open. In completing all of the first world dungeons, I actually ran a level 36 Kingslayer, which has basically, it's the crab raid one. I did that one and I ended up having 15 elites, and it actually leveled me up. I got a level and a half doing a level 36 dungeon for the starting quest, which was actually super nice. I am not even gonna lie there. So, and just remember, every time you do the boss the first time, it's always going to be the hardest, because remember, you are at level for that dungeon most of the time, and your gear is going to be underleveled. Like right now, all my gear is underleveled, so I do need to start trying to get some better gear. Probably going to start accepting some of the chests that I get as rewards. And the boss has now spawned in extra minions, which means extra XP for me if I can kill them before the round ends. So I'm actually excited. I'm actually more excited for the minions than I am for the boss. But yeah, no, the Wasteland Tyrant, which is the first boss, it's not too bad. He's not too bad. You just gotta kind of avoid. He has 2 AoE attacks. That's kind of really all he does, and he just has a lot of mobs. So, shouldn't be too difficult. I didn't lose that much health, so I'll go ahead and claim that. Level 47 gray. That stinks. But I'm gonna keep grinding, because I think I have to be level 50 to do the next dungeon. The main dungeon, so I'll see y'all in a little bit. So one of the bosses I actually didn't include in the first time when we were exploring is the twin Bluffs boss. So it's 2 different cactuses they're going to spawn. So if you don't know, spawn's right on over there. It's right down there. All you got to do is kind of exit out right and just kind of follow it up to the right. And it should get you up here. Or you can always, you know, get the teleport. But yeah, this is one of the bosses I forgot to include. My bad. I'm sorry. And yes, I am going to wear all of the cosmetics that I got because I'm spending time 100%ing this a second, fourth, fifth. I don't know how many times I've completed this game all the way up to max, but yeah, I'm gonna 100% it. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is do a 100% speed run, see how long it actually takes me to 100% the entire game. So I think that would be interesting. So we are going to wait for this boss, and I'll bring y'all back because I'm like a level and a half already till the next dungeon with the scorpion. By the way, one nifty little trick with the Wasteland Tyrant is if you sit him in front of the giant things that spew out poison, he will constantly take poison damage, so it will help out the fight considerably, because especially if you don't have the right gear for him or you are in need of better gear, you can kind of basically make him suffer, and it's I love doing this. So I just wanted to share that little tidbit because I kind of forgot to include it when I was doing the first run through of him. I was like, oh yeah, I should probably include that, you know, using the poison damage to your advantage is highly recommended. Alright, so we are now in the Desert Borough, which is the second dungeon that you can get into. And this one, it's not too bad of a challenge. You do have a mini boss in here, but I kind of will bring y'all back when we kind of get to it. I did manage to score a level 50 purple armor, which I'm now level 51, so that, yeah. Already can get something better. Yay! But yeah, just gotta be careful of the green scarabs, because they can blow up, and they're not really that fun when they do. So we're also going to be introduced to rock golems for the first time, so this may cause a little bit of a anxiety for some people that don't like knockdown. So if you do have knockdown resist, this would be definitely a dungeon you want to get it in, because pretty much from here on out, a lot of things are going to have knockdown, so you're definitely going to want them. So, and these are the first rock golems. So the rock golems are not nice. You are going to need to watch out for their circle attacks, because that is what's doing that knockdown. This was kind of the same with the golems from the ice world. Just watch their attack, watch their thing. I'm about to get knocked down, but I was already in the middle of my attack sequence, so not too big of a heartache there. But yeah, having to kill 20 rock golems, not that fun. No, I'm gonna say not that fun. Green scarabs you can complete in this dungeon. There's not that many of them. There's only like 3. There's a ton in Pyramid. There is a ton in Pyramid, but if you want to get that quest done ahead of time, you can. So just giving y'all a heads up there. So, but I'm gonna rock and roll through. The only thing that really kind of gives me problems is the boss. So I'm gonna kind of blaze on through this real quick, and see y'all at the boss. Oh, we got an elite rock golem. Alright, so we're on the final boss for the second dungeon. So this boss is very, very tricky. You need to constantly be moving when you are fighting him, because he does do an energy blast up front. And he will have a point where he will burrow in the ground, and you need to kind of avoid him. So there you go, he finally spawned on us. So I would make sure to have your ultimate attack ready to go for this, especially if you're a damage dealer, because you are going to need as much damage as you can, because he does have 2 phases. So I was hit with poison, but luckily I have a really nice set of armor that has high poison resist, so just kind of watching his attacks. So he has now put out his little sand pit. Get out of it as soon as you can. You can stay out of it. All of him and his goons will move out of it. Do not stay in the sand pit though, under any circumstances, because that's just spelling bad news bears for you. So he's about to do his launch attack. I need to move. Move. So avoid his circle. And he's not that bad of a boss. So the next thing you're going to need to avoid is the poison clouds. So you can actually get poisoned from those little clouds from standing in them. So just make sure you're watching it. He is about to do his big laser attack. So when you see his claws kind of start going down or he's standing still for a moment, make sure you are moving out of the way. Come on, go. So he's almost done. I actually want to kill his minions and get some XP. So, and he's done. And I'm almost level 52. So I'll bring it back when I'm level 55 and we go into Pyramid, which is the dungeon everyone hates. Ooh, purple. Alright, we are in the Pyramid dungeon. This is one of the dreaded dungeons for World 4 because of the issue that occurs with the main boss. So I'm going to kind of give you tips and tricks for getting to the main boss, not having as many issues, basically just having a good time. So first area is not that difficult. Getting rid of flowers first is probably a good priority. I just did a dungeon, one of the master modes, not remembering that there was a timer and died on the last boss and was not very happy. So these guys are considerably easier than what I've been having to fight for the past 20 minutes. But we're going to clear this first little area. The second area is going to give us 2 golems. And if you're wanting to know where I am on like my quests and everything, I have already finished all of the world quests. I have already finished all of the side quests. And my dailies are done for the day. So I am literally just needing this dungeon and I can actually move on to World 5, which we will move on to World 5 earlier because the main XP that is in World 5 is actually going to be Tower 1. So just giving y'all a heads up, you actually only need to complete this once for my guide, just because. And this is what I'm rocking. I have a level 54 purple and I have a level 54 blue. So did manage to get 2 item drops because farmed for some bosses. Those bosses be good experience. So there is a buff cactus here, but he's not really a problem. At this point in time, you should be pretty good. I will tell you that this boss fight that we're going to be going to is a little bit difficult. Not even gonna lie. If you are a stationary class like myself or Berserker, you may have some problems. May have some problems with this boss. So just kind of keep that in mind. I'm actually going to drop my ultimate here because there's a lot of green scarabs and I really don't want to take all that damage from them blowing up. So this is the lovely little archway. So if the square you are on, ooh, that's not good. Again, if the square you are on highlights yellow, that means it's going to fall. So you need to have at least half your health crossing this thing. So I'm going to sit here for a minute and get my health back. Put the sword away. Sword back out, and we're good to go. Get back on the boar wolf. So there actually is a walkway that of ones that don't drop. So kind of wiggle around the room, you should be able to get it. So we probably will more than likely level up from this dungeon at least once. So maybe 57, at least 56. And that was with me coming in with 40%. I did manage to score a dungeon that had over 25 elites. So that was a good another level and a half. So doing some of the dungeons where you are severely over leveled pays off. So we're gonna go up here. So if you have any ranged abilities, this is a lovely spot because all you need to do is just go ahead and sit on up here and we can avoid all these lovely mobs and you can avoid the spikes. And we don't have to deal with that, so that's actually kind of nice. I really like that part. And everyone kind of has a little bit of range, so you're not always like super limited. So getting the cobra's attention over here, this other cobra may be a problem. That one's gonna die. That one over there may be an issue. So I'm gonna let that go. Get his attention. Come back over here. So yeah, you can actually just sit on the lip of this and stay out of the way of those spikes. We do have yet another buff cactus over here. I'm just gonna drop the ultimate on him. One over here, Mr. Happy Cactus. And I am actually going to drag all of these happy cactuses right here. So if you kind of sit right along the edge right here, the spikes cannot get to you. So if you are not a ranged class, or you don't have ranged abilities like myself, this is actually a really nice spot to just kind of sit. So when we do open up this area, what I would recommend is going and getting the golem's attention. And then coming right back down here so we're not getting hit with rocks. Because I'm not a big fan of getting hit by rocks in the face. So, and when we go on up here, what I would recommend is, because there's spikes, because there's boulders, get everyone's attention and then run all the way to the top. So we're just going to sit up here and we're going to kind of let everything kind of come on up to us. There's no reason to be in a hurry. What a lot of get people in trouble is being in a hurry in this dungeon. So you need to be paying attention to the floor, things like that. So do have the boss coming up, so I'm actually looking forward to it. Now I will let you know, this dungeon does have some bad RNG. So when you spawn on in to go fight the boss, because you are dropped on a platform, you have a chance, because those platforms will start dropping immediately. Had we dropped a little bit sooner, we would have been gone. So the platforms can disappear. You need to be watching for those red circles. You see one's about to disappear, you need to make sure you are moving. Again, like I said, stationary classes or classes that have to move or don't have a whole lot of mobility, myself included. I have to watch what attacks I'm doing. I have to watch where my footing is, because one of my attacks actually moves me forward, and if I am not paying attention, like right now I'm locked in my animation, I have to watch to make sure that stuff has already fallen. Usually about 3 floors in your general area will fall, so, and then they will all reset, so you just need to be watching and paying attention. Ooh, I almost got dropped right there. So as you can see, the boss is now going to enter his second phase, where he is, you cannot hit him. We have to go defeat the snake portals over here, so that's what I'm going to do right now. There is going to be some snakes spawning in, so we just need to watch them. They're not going to be too big of a problem. I really want the floors to reset. I'm not really comfortable right now. There's a lot of floors dropping, and there's been a little bit of server lag tonight. I really don't want to lose this dungeon because of a little bit of a lag spike, and then I have no floor underneath me anymore. I may not have floor underneath me. So we have now defeated all of the portals. I would recommend when you're fighting the boss to be in one of the bigger planed areas like this, just because it'll give you a little bit more mobility, and you'll have, you know, left or right to dodge, not just, you know, a little smaller area like back there. So I would recommend to the left or to the right. There is a crystal in the middle that does send out a laser. I'm not really too worried about that. And I actually haven't used my damage, my defense attack that I have as being a defender. I have not used it. There's no reason for me to. He does not deal enough damage. Woo! Almost lost it. Almost lost it. Almost lost it. Woohoo! I'm not getting good. I'm just gonna slow down for a minute. Let my heart rate reset, because almost lost this dungeon twice to a floorboard. Alright. And we are done. So you can continue to do this dungeon again. I would only recommend going to the area with the scarabs in it. I would just do that area and then I would leave. I would not keep continuing, just so you can get some, whether it be experience. You're not going to get any gear, but I would not recommend doing that dungeon again unless you had to. But guys, that was a really easy one. I did panic a little bit. I'm not even gonna lie, there were some panicky moments. So I am gonna go ahead and claim this. So we are now level 56. So you do have 2 options. You can continue to grind in this area. It will be a very hard grind. because now we're just having to do dungeons over and over and over again. But that is your choice whether or not you want to stay. You want to stay to go grind some gear. You can at this point go to World 5. So we do have that option. But that is entirely up to you. Dungeons to grind, if you do not want to go back and do that again, you can always go and do Kingslayer. I actually won't get a weapon from that, so I probably will avoid that, or I'll go back and do Temple of Ruin, because I can actually get a weapon from that. So, guys, thank you for making this part of the video. Hopefully this guide has been informative. Trying to keep the episodes as short as possible, but there's a lot to cover and a lot of tips and tricks. So, my individual crew, y'all are awesome as always, and I will see y'all next time. Before we go, guys, I want to give a big shout out to my lovely knights of the YouTube channel. I greatly appreciate all y'all's support. Y'all are amazing. And a big shout out to my Emerald Knights. Thank you so much for the love and support. See y'all next time.